Just to be sure, there's a spoiler. Justin Roiland's exit could have been devastating for Rick and Morty, but the truth is anything but. Alongside Dan Harmon, Roiland was a co-creator, director, voice actor, Rick and Morty, among others, executive producer and writer for the show. He was an essential part of its early success, but Adult Swim cut ties with him in 2023 after Roiland faced several sexual assault allegations. Season 7 was the first in Rick and Morty's history that Roiland was not involved with, though Roiland's name was still in the credits for the season. Season 7 was poorly received, earning some of the lowest responses from critics in the show's history. It was a worrying sign, but Adult Swim did not lose faith in the show. Now, Rick and Morty Season 8 is already proving that the decision to fire Roiland was not especially damaging for the franchise. While the audience score has not yet been revealed, critics adore Rick and Morty Season 8, and it is a sign that this show is already on its way back to form after its short stumble with Season 7. Welcome to Movie Spy. Rick and Morty Season 8 being one of the best ever proves the show didn't need Justin Roiland to be a hit. Roiland was never the centerpiece of the show. Season 8 has already proven to be groundbreaking for Rick and Morty. The newest season is universally respected by critics, according to the review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, as it has earned a 100% tomato meter score. That is the highest score in the franchise's history and represents a 23% increase from Season 7. The audience score has not yet been revealed, but anything higher than a 51% popcorn meter score will represent positive momentum for the series. There was some concern that the show's quality would dip after Roiland's exit when his collaboration with Harmon helped to turn the series into the juggernaut that would dominate animation for years. Roiland was even the voice for several major Rick and Morty characters, including the two titular stars. After his exit, Adult Swim tapped Ian Cardoni to play Rick and Harry Belden for Morty, which is a major change 7 seasons in. It was a significant risk, especially for a show with enough prestige to win multiple primetime Emmy Awards and nominations. That the series has evidently found itself again is proof that Roiland was not necessarily the root of its popularity. The concept itself was strong enough to draw attention, as was the sense of humor that set this series apart. Roiland has certainly seen success, but Harmon and the rest of the cast and crew can still thrive without his involvement. Rick and Morty Season 7 was likely hampered by Roiland's unexpected firing, but Season 8 represents a return to form after that massive change. And it is proof that Roiland has never been the center of the series. Rick and Morty Season 8 heading in a new direction is the best move for the show's future. This show needs to move on from its controversial past. This represents a fresh start for Rick and Morty, even as the franchise retains its emotional core. The show is just as goofy, heartfelt, and edgy as ever. Screen Rant's Felipe Rangel had the opportunity to watch the first 4 episodes early and believes that it leans heavily on what came before, while also finding a way to break new ground narratively. Without being forever tied to Roiland, the show has taken the opportunity to move forward, even as it calls back to key moments that viewers remember fondly. Promising even more seasons was a risky gamble for Adult Swim at the time, given Season 7's poor reviews, but it appears now to have been a brilliant move. Roiland was once one of the most important members of Rick and Morty's cast and crew, but Season 8's success is proof that the franchise is not dead. Even viewers dissatisfied with Season 7 should give the show another chance, if only because of the unanimous response from its critics. If Rick and Morty has truly turned itself around, then Harmon has proven that Roiland is not a needed driving force in its continued success. Thanks for watching.